Okay, now, just working on bug fixes all the time is a bit soul crushing. So let's work on something new, but something small. And I have something new and small, and it's something people have been requesting for ages. So it would be a good thing to implement. And that is the fact that tempo guides are always whole integers. The BPM is always whole integers. So you can't do like 79.5 or something like that. So I think that should be a context menu toggle somewhere in here, like one of these checkboxes things. I should add an item here that's like, I don't know what the word is. I guess I'm going to use the word fractional. So it'll just be a checkbox fractional that you can check here if you want to. And then you'll be able to, you can see here the edge of the block is actually detached from the guides that are the snapping points that I created here. Because it's snapping to those whole integers. But if you check this box here, then it just won't do that, and it will calculate the fractional BPM. Okay, so that should be an interesting thing to work on, actually, I think. Yes. Okay, so that's yeah, there's there's a lot of stuff to get through, so let's stop dilly-dallying and just go straight into it. So I'm going to start by adding that context menu item. Where exactly should it be? Because I'm not very good at actually organizing these context menus. I sort of randomly add separators to sort of group marginally sort of related things together. I guess I'll just put it above lock here after this separator. So and I do not like the way these context menus are implemented, actually. So I'm not going to make any defense of them here. Fractional tempo. So if you're looking at it and thinking, this is all seems very bad, then you're probably right. I guess it's not that bad. It's easy to extend. Now then, tempo guide. I need to do this untoggled. No, is there no such thing? Oh yeah, I need it supported and get value. Untoggled. Ah, new value, okay. how have I done this in the past? Let me have a look at something where I've actually handled one of these checkbox items. It's all a bunch of switch statements, and yeah, I always organize it into these menu functions. Okay, so menu toggle something. Menu toggle fractional tempo. Stick it here. I'm not going to bother with, so I have this this multi thing is referring to when you drag a selection box around multiple blocks, and then you can, for example, mute all of them or unmute all of them in one operation. I think for this this fractional tempo thing, I'll just do it for the one that you clicked on. Okay, services, actions. Fractional tempo. So I'm going to create something called an action here, which is an undo and redoable operation. Set fractional tempo. Okay, set fractional tempo. Like this. So I'm going to create the operation that happens for undoing and the operation that happens for redoing, and also doing for the first time, which usually is just the same as the redo operation. So okay. Info, okay. So action set fractional tempo. Now I'm going to open up NeoVim and open up this file. Set fractional tempo, okay. Set now do this. So this is it's going to say set fractional tempo on or set fractional tempo off, depending on the value of this that I'm passing in. Okay. and I have to open the project at least once for that string file to be re-imported. Which is, there we go, it happened there. Right, now I create a undo redo action. Do let me just check something. This is something I don't think about very often, and that is creating clones of tempo guides, which is kind of a weird thing to do. This is a clone. Yeah. I should be passing in the block here rather than the block instance. Core base. All right. Block ID is the block ID. Enabled. Set fractional tempo. Block ID. Enabled. And the undo command would be just the opposite. Okay. And then we do this. Right, now I need to go to this file. Fractional tempo, block ID. Stick it in here. This file's not really alphabetized at all, but okay, now we're going to retrieve this. All we have is an ID now, so we're going to retrieve the block from the block manager, which might fail for some reason if I fucked up somewhere. So I'm going to create this error causer thing. It's to set fractional tempo. Go to, let's say, toggle. So how does this work? It will be something like, wait, what do I have at the top of this file? Get blink parameter, blah blah blah. Do I need everything for retrieving blocks? I don't think so. No, I just do it like this all the time. So block manager get block tempo guide. And if we fail to get the block, then we report the error and just return. Otherwise, block What do you want from me? Is this expected to a pointer? Are you going to help me out, Visual Studio? There we go. Okay. Set fractional. Set fractional. Okay, so now we go to the block and we have to set, add a thing here. Then we go in here. And add a default. Yes. Okay, while we're looking at this stuff, that's before I forget. This is the stuff for serializing and deserializing things. Where is... Ah, here we go. Here we go, right. Key. Ah. I'm going to go to slim encode. No? Encode. Yeah. Okay. Sure, I'm going to forget something here. Oh, am I really using these signals still? What are they used for? For updating the UI, I guess. I've been trying to move away as much as possible from using signals and slots for everything. Yeah, it's just, okay. Alright, whatever. I'll change that one day. Okay. This is all good. Right. Now then. Add another thingy here. BPM changed, BPM. Okay. Right. Okay, BPM. Okay. Okay. So this virtual size is the size of the block after it's been like snapped to that integer increment for the BPM. Which is used for resizing. And tempo shading. Okay, so I'm going to need to explicitly update the shading, I suppose. Shading view is used where? Right. Oh, update tempo shading, so I have a function for it. But it's per workspace. Update tempo shading. This is weird. Is this a bug then? Oh, it is. No, hold on. It is a bug. Ah. I detected a bug there just by looking at the code. So when I change these settings here, the tempo shading doesn't update until I move. And it should happen immediately. Alright, let's make a note of that. Sorry, I'm just in another window. So here we go. Tempo shading does not immediately update when guide settings are changed. Right. So I'll get to that later. Right. So calculate BPM. Size is the size of the block, right? But how are these snapping points generated? That's what I care about immediately, actually. Snap points. Generate snap points. Get guide points. Right, generate points. Step width. Guides per measure. BPM. Okay, so it's all calculated in terms of this result, I think. So if I just fix this function, everything's maybe sorts itself out pretty much. Let's see what happens. So if fractional I don't understand this equation here. Let me just change this to a static first. I can't just look at this and understand what the fuck it means. But I assume all I need to do here is I'm still going to need to hold on. Calculate BPM. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have to return a float here instead. So this interface has to change now. In fact, I guess we just don't round, and that is it. So I'm going to divide by size. Something like this, I think. I don't know why I'm caching this value. I guess I figured it would be calculated over and over again, needlessly in some context. Okay. Right. Fine. We get ppm is just used here. So this was returning an int previously, now it's a float. Let's just see what happens. From this point onwards, it's all floating point mathematics anyway. Okay. It's decide how to format this depending on this. Okay. So this should be different as well, I think. Get virtual size. Local position of the guide point at the right edge of the block. No, I think it just... don't know why I'm doing that cast, because that happens anyway. I think maybe that's fine. I don't understand it fully. Okay, this is still working correctly, it looks like. So now right click and this happens because I didn't implement oh yeah. I didn't implement this. Fractional tempo, tr menu, fractional tempo. Okay, so open this again. Tr menu. Excuse me. Fractional tempo. In the context menu, I'm going to say fractional BPM. Is fractional the right word? I don't know. Oh, I need to re-import strings again. Okay, what's this going to do? Does it just work? How does it just work? It simply works. Huh? Can't turn it off. Yeah, I know what's going on there. So, I need to implement these special... I need to override these special methods. How does this all work? Is supported. And get value. This one and this one. Is this right? Yeah. Get value. Core place fractional. And return true. I think that's right. Oh no, it's a Boolean value. Yeah. I get it. Right. Fair enough. Okay. How many decimal places do we like? I could reduce the number of decimal places if I want to. Maybe it's cool just to have as many as it takes. There's no I guess there's no reason not to just... What file did I change that's causing all this? I changed this header. I edited this one, but then I reverted the changes. Maybe Visual Studio just got confused about what had actually changed. If I change this header, then it would justify this massive build time that we're seeing. If I just change this one, then it doesn't. So it's basically it's more or less working. It looks like at this point, but I want to. I think there's going to be issues with like checking that option on and off. It's not going to update things immediately. Sort of related to the shading update issue that I noticed a minute ago. So I'm just going to have a quick look at that and see what I need to do. So I'm guessing when I switch this over to fractional, it's not immediately going to update. But as soon as I start resizing, yeah. And now I can uncheck it. And again, I have to start resizing before it corrects itself. Basically what I have to do there, I think, is set fractional base type guide block. Not here, but instead here. Oh no, I'm already doing this, but I'm not updating the. Okay, I need to update. What do I need to update? Wait. The snapping points are updated when I change these. How is that happening? How is that happening? Does it happen here? No. All it's doing is set beats. Beats changed. Oh, there's more stuff here. Okay. Tick editor. Doesn't matter. Okay, that's good. So the only thing I need to fix now is I know that still looks broken, but that's just because of the tempo shading thing. So let's sort that out. So what do I need to do? What do I need to do? Update tempo shading. I guess we just put it here. Can I get the workspace here? Get workspace. Am I always going to have a workspace? I think I will, but just in case. I will... I don't think it's possible for any of this stuff to change when the block doesn't have a current workspace, but just in case. I'll put an if. Control. Again, just in case. So now the shading should update immediately. I've just noticed this entire time my microphone has been very far away from my mouth. I guess I'll try and fix that when I upload the video, rather than changing it now. Yes. This is correct now. And also if I zoom all the way in and go like that, it fixes itself. Okay, cool. So this should make a bunch of people happy, because a bunch of people on Discord and stuff have been asking for this. Pretty cool. So it seems like you can be pretty precise with this. Can I actually get it directly on? I mean, you might have trouble now getting it precisely on. Why do I allow you to zoom in that far? That's ridiculous. Yeah, see, when it's on fractional, you can't actually get it to rest on a precise integer value anymore, which makes sense because the blockhead, the timeline does have an actual like pixel resolution to it. It's like if you zoom all the way in on a bitmap, like these jumps that you're seeing here are kind of like the individual pixels of a bitmap image, because I've just zoomed all the way in, so you can see the actual resolution of the timeline here. Like the only way for you to be able, in fractional mode, the only way that I could get that I could allow you to sort of get it to lie directly on an integer BPM would be if I had basically infinite resolution, or if I just sort of hacked it to snap to an integer when it gets close enough. But I don't think anybody would want that. This is probably, yeah, I think this is good enough for what anybody wants, for anyone's use case.